I entered again, straight to TP3. The live account never got stopped out. Crazily enough, at $4,000 day. Now I'm about to go to the beach. I'm probably gonna bet on the fact that if we retrace the 41,000 at that 1 hour and 4 hour gap. Yeah, this trade's hitting right now. We got TP1, we about to get TP2. There we go, that's TP2. 3,037. Yeah, there we go. You gotta learn from people doing what you wanna do. You're not gonna learn how to build a house from someone that builds cars. But I'm gonna be explaining the exact thing that has made me $11,000 in May so far. Like, we always talk about what we're trying to do, talk about the goals we have, but guess what? You're living in a life that you dreamed of. I'm gonna get a massage while I'm talking to you guys while I'm making this video, because why not? We deserve it. I want you guys to know, anything you wanna accomplish, you can do it. Anything I could do, you could do. Anything you see anybody on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, fucking Twitter do, you could do the same thing. Good morning, everybody. It's a new day, new money, new opportunities. Today is Tuesday, and it's the second trading day of the week. Yesterday, we made about $2,000 in one trade. We had a 2-trade day, 1 break even, 1 W, and it was a W day. We're gonna see if we can replicate the same results, following the same process, looking for the same setups today. So let's just get straight to it. No yapping. If you want to work with me one-on-one so you can get access to the live calls like you're about to see, first link in the description. I have 8 spots available, so if you want to see if you can fit, if you're a good fit for the team, apply down below. Let's get the day started. We're in multiple days lows. I'm probably going to bet on the fact that if we retrace the 41,000 at that 1 hour and 4 hour gap, that'll probably be my only trade of the day. Because it makes sense following the trend, and we have higher time frame confirmation with a big figure level. But yeah, last trade of the day for me. If this is a stop loss, hey, I'll take my L on the trade idea. Like I said, I'm bearish today, so I'm gonna trust myself. I really can't make sense of any longs. Maybe just buying at the low, but until we drop back to that low, which is my TP1, I wanna be able to buy anyway. Yeah, this trade's hitting right now. We got TP1, we about to get TP2. I mean, it's moving so far. Not gonna lie, we about to get it right here. Let's see if we can get TP2 hit. Come on. There we go. That's TP2. TP2. TP. Yeah, close that shit. I told y'all I would hop back in. I mean, I took the same trade twice. I took a loss on this bitch, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm in on the live account. I'm closing that shit right here down. 2.9, 2.8 because of this little pullback whip, but I'm trying to close that 3 right here. If it would let me get my closure, it will start rejecting right here. Come on. Let me hit 3. It's right there. There we go. Yeah, I closed it at 3. It said 299 when I closed. I'm not sure. 3,037. Yeah, there we go. The first trade on the funded stopped me out by like 2 points and immediately went straight to TP3. If I wouldn't have hopped back in, like I told you guys I would have been sick. WW day. Not gonna lie, that was a great trade. Smooth. So I'll just give you a breakdown for the people that didn't understand what was going on. I took 2 trades on the funded account. The first trade on the funded account stopped me out by 3 points. Crazy, but neither here nor there. And then I took that same trade again once it retraced, like I told you guys I would take if it came back to my entry. I took the trade. Right when it came back, I entered again, straight to TP3. The live account never got stopped out. Crazily enough, it never got stopped out. So that entire trade, I'm thinking I wasn't in it because it stopped me out and I wasn't able to catch it fast enough on the other account. Nah, I was still in the first trade that never stopped me out. So even though I wasn't able to catch the second one on the live account, I still was in the trade, and it realized that by the time I was at TP3, closed it out for $3,000. I was risking 1,000 to make 2. By the time I realized I was still in the trade and never stopped me out, I was at TP3, 3 bands on the trade, and then I made $1,100 on the day because I took an L on the funded account and then took a W, so about $1,000 on top of the 1,000 I lost. So it's all good. $4,000 day. Now I'm about to go to the beach. The team 8-2. If you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. I don't want to spam you guys with the results, but a lot of people got funded, about to get payouts. $1,000 days, trust me. Same thing I'm doing, the team is doing on a daily basis. The process works for a reason. Cold start, we about to head to the beach. I'm not gonna do too much yapping because she got work today, so we're trying to get there in a timely manner. I gotta post some stories, so yeah, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna see you at the beach. Let's have a good drive. I'll probably get some content driving and shit because it's like a 30, 40 minute drive, so yeah, you know what time it is? Beach time. All right, we made it to the beach after a little driving and trying to find parking. We about to go relax for a little bit, see what the water hitting for. Not gonna be here too long, but we're gonna enjoy this. Beach is done. On our way back to the car. Then we're gonna start heading back, probably go get some food or something. I don't know if I'll get food before or after, but yeah, we gotta start heading back on this nice little adventure. At least we got some massage seats. All right, let me pause this. Right now, I'm kind of listening to a little podcast. I wouldn't even call it a podcast, but it's just education. I said education, right? But it's a 72-year-old just talking about what he wish he would have told his 20-year-old self, which I think would be very beneficial. One of the things I don't have too much of in my life is older people. I have a couple older people, but it's good to be able to get a wide opinions from other people that are doing things that I want to do. I might have older people in my life, but I might not have older people that have Lamborghinis, that own yachts, that are doing some of the things that I want to do. Older people that are traders, older people that are content creators. Stuff like that is very beneficial in the stuff that you're trying to do in life. The phases of your life, depending on the direction of what you're trying to do with your life, your goals, your ambitions, you're gonna wanna move towards improving in those aspects of your life. You gotta learn from people doing what you wanna do. You're not gonna learn how to build a house from someone that builds cars. You wanna learn from someone that builds cars. You get what I'm saying? And that's kind of what I'm doing. Hey, my mom was calling me. Hold on. Parents called, they were getting on the cruise and everything over there, and I can kind of see the cruise from the apartment, so it's kind of cool. I was on FaceTime trying to see if they could see them. Now, I could see the cruise. I couldn't zoom in enough for them to see me or for me to see them. But as I was saying, just learn from people that are doing what you want to do, right? That's really the moral of the story. I don't want to keep yapping. I'm about to go downstairs because I just hit the gym, had a good little full body workout, and I'm going to go downstairs, get the water, get my mango drink that I get on a daily basis. Daily routine. Stick to daily habits that are going to make you 1% better. You are who you are because of the things you do on a daily basis. Your habits make you who you are. So I'm going to clean these floors because they're a little bit dirty, and I got OCD, and then I'm going to go downstairs. All right, team. My webcam's not on. Where's my webcam? There we are. Right now, as you guys can see, we are on the computer. I'm gonna give you guys a little trade breakdown. It's gonna be a trade breakdown, kind of breakdown, not really a breakdown. But I'm gonna be explaining the exact thing that has made me $11,000 in May so far. Last Friday, I made $5,000 across my funded and my live account. Yesterday, I made $2.1 thousand on my funded account. Today, I made $4,000 across my live and my funded account. So I just want to kind of break to you guys simply what I'm doing on a daily basis, what I'm looking for, and keeping it simple. So you guys seen all the stuff from the live trade earlier. This is a whole lot of horse shit that happened afterwards. All of this bullshit consolidation up and down range wasn't here when I took the trade. But the main reason I took the trade earlier was 41,000 big figure level. When at 4 hour 41,000 big figure level, we got the 4 hour and the 1 hour gap, and it's overall bearish, and that's when it got traded into. Those were the confirmations behind my trade. That was the reason behind me taking the trade. But now I'm going to show you now I'm going to give you a breakdown on it. So why did I take this trade? I want to give you guys the basic schematic that I use on a daily basis, and I've showed you guys this before the people that are new. There's consolidation every single day, but what you got to understand, when it comes to the market, it always starts from consolidation. Before we push, before we drop, it always starts from consolidation. We might consolidate, then push, then consolidate again. We might consolidate, push, then drop, but it always starts with a consolidation. Hence why I always have the Asian session marked up, as you can see over here. Why I have the Asian session marked up over there. I always have the Asian session range marked up. And the main reason is because if we can identify where the consolidation is, then we can easily identify where orders are, where last stop losses are. Because if we can identify where there's high probability stop losses, aka high probability liquidity, we can get a good idea on where the market is going to go long term. So a lot of times, unless we'll get a false break of a higher low, push the opposite direction, have a retracement to a gap, and then push above. The main two areas I like to enter are either at the false break or getting in on the retracement into a fair value gap. Now, the main thing down here, this would be an example of a false break move, meaning when price runs above or below old higher low, people think it's going to continue going, and it immediately reverse stops the direction. A good example of that would be right here. Price dropped below this low, made people think it was going to go lower before immediately reversing. That is an example of a false break move, but you're not always going to catch that false break move. Sometimes it happens too early. Maybe this move happened at 3 a.m. and I trade New York, so I couldn't have caught that move. That's okay. That's when you got to watch price. Price always leaves signs, and a lot of the time, if you have a lot of momentum in the market, it will leave a gap behind. This main push that we got right here, it left the gap behind the market right here, and it could possibly get traded into before price takes it higher. That's not a trade idea, but it's just a hypothetical example for what I'm about to show you right here. So if you wouldn't have been able to catch the ideal move, which would have been at this false break, which would have been at this low, see if it leaves the gap behind, and if it trades into that gap after getting a push, maybe that can give you that second entry. And if you're wrong, it's a probability game, but this is what I used today to catch my trade. just to the sell side. So now let me go into the charts. It's a little bit complicated in here, but I just want to show you the main piece of area that I was using. Because like I said, the main reason I got into this trade was because of the 4 hour fair value gap along with the 1 hour fair value gap, or imbalance, whatever you want to call it. But it was right over here. This area within the market right here. My trade happened within 9 o'clock, so this whole push, I was already out my trade before 10 o'clock. I didn't have to deal with none of that drawdown. The main reason I took that trade was right over here, and I'm gonna put where my entry was. It was right at this 1 hour and 4 hour gap. If I were to go to the 4 hour time frame, this gap, if I were to get rid of everything, this gap right here, this is also what price traded into at that time, which is why I took this trade with about a 50-point stop loss. Why did I use 50 points on a day like this? Because in a trending market, I'm not trying to have the biggest stop loss. If I would have anything bigger than 100, if I would have had anything bigger than a 50-point stop loss, I wouldn't have been able to catch this trade. But the fact that I had a 50-point stop loss, it allowed me to still capitalize on this trade while being able to watch a decent risk reward. I was still able to get a 1 to 2, and I took a loss previously on this trade, so I was able to get a 1 to 2 on my funded and then get a 1 to 3 on the funded account. It's just risk reward. But this is where I got in. And if I draw the schematic, what happened? We had the consolidation during Asian session, which happened all the way over here. Consolidation, then dropped. From the drop, it left the gap behind. From the gaps that got left behind, price retraced, and I simply just kept taking price lower. Now this is a very simple example of what I drew to you guys. It's not going to be perfect, but you guys got to understand the market's not going to be perfect every day. It's not going to be identical every day. You got to understand the tendencies. What happened? Consolidation, a drop, we left the gap behind, we traded into the gap at a specific time, which was what? 9:30. We traded into the 4 hour fair value gap, the 1 hour fair value gap at 9:30 a.m., which is our time to trade. And what was the overall trend? The overall trend from the previous day to where we are now was bearish. Hence why I was looking for shorts. I was looking for shorts at 9:30 because we traded into the 4 hour and the 1 hour imbalance. And I want you guys to keep in mind, all of the stuff after this doesn't matter. None of this mattered. None of it existed when I was taking my trade. The only thing that existed at the time of me taking my trade was all the price action from London and Asian session. And that was it. I simply saw that Asian session consolidated. We had a major drop going into the London session. It continued to drop going into the New York session. And we were bearish from the previous day, which is why I was looking for shorts. At 9:30 on the dot, we traded into the 4 hour gap, the 1 hour gap, and lastly, the final confirmation, 41,000 big figure level. I always tell you guys, all you really need is 2-3 reasons for why to get into a trade, and it's just a probability game, and that's exactly what I did here. I don't want to make this a complicated, like a little session or nothing, but just know it wasn't a complicated trade. The same trade I took today is a very similar trade to what I took yesterday that made me $2,000. The same thing that made me $4,000 today. Practice makes improvement. Study on a daily basis, work to improve on a daily basis, and find something that works for you. This works for me, which is why I stick to it. This works for me, which is why I continue to use it, and it's why it works for me, because I like it. It works for me specifically. And I know that because I've tried different systems, I've tried different strategies that didn't work. But if you want more insight on how to become a consistently profitable trader, the second link in the description, it will give you access to the free trading training. You guys can check that out for completely free. So let's get back into the vlog. Now chilling in the car. Haven't really had like a lamb talk last time, you guys, when I got the lamb truck. It's not my car yet. I did a Lamborghini talk, and I think it was pretty good for you guys. I don't think I'm gonna have it its own video, but I'm gonna have like a long, well, I don't even know long. I'm gonna just give you guys game, just talk about life, just talk about what it's like being in a Lamborghini. But first things first, I just told you guys the car's not mine, firstly, and I was getting comments like they were saying, I appreciate you not lying about saying you don't have, about you saying you have the car, because other people would have said that they got the car and sold it. That's crazy to think about, but in my opinion, transparency is key. Like, do you know how much work it would be for me to try to lie to you guys on a daily basis? Consistently lie to you guys? Fuck that. Having consistently lying on a daily basis would make me a shitty person, and it would make me hate myself. Fuck the money aspect. You guys got to be real with yourself. There's certain things that you can't do because you're not going to be able to live with yourself. You can lie to other people. You can't lie to yourself. There's certain things you got to have a moral code for. And lying about people, deceiving people, that's one of the things that will literally ruin your life. Lying will literally ruin your life. Don't be a liar. I strive to be as transparent as possible, and it makes it easier. I'm able to consistently post on a daily basis because I'm very transparent. I don't lie about my trades. I show my trades that I take. I show them live. I record everything live. I do withdrawals. I don't do them as much withdrawals live as much as I used to. I'm going to do them here and there, but I've done that multiple times live.
Like, it's just the reality of it. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie about saying I'm not gonna lie and say I have this car, because I know I'm gonna have it at one point. There's no point in me lying. I know I'm gonna have it at one point. There was a point in my life I didn't have a watch, and now I have it. There was a point in my life I didn't live in Tampa, Florida, and now I live here. The spot that I am right now, you may not even necessarily realize it that much. I'm gonna take you off right here real quick. You don't really know where this is, but I've come to this exact spot so many different times in my videos. Behind me back there, the downtown, if you know, you know. I've been to this spot so many times. So many times in videos. So many times in the last 3 years, from moving to Florida, from moving to Philadelphia to Tampa. I've been to this spot so many times. Before I lived downtown. Before I had a high rise. Shit, even before I had my Mercedes. Yes. Before all of that shit, I used to come to the top of this building and record a lot of my videos because it had a beautiful view. It had the beautiful downtown Tampa view. I didn't have it as my view at home, but I had it here, and I would come here all the time and pay the little $2 for an hour parking fee and just park up. There's been many times I've come here for trading sessions, all of that, just to feel, just to be inside the city. And guess what? Now I'm fucking in the city, bro. And it's crazy to think about that sometimes, because we get lost in our work. Like, we always talk about what we're trying to do, talk about the goals we have, but guess what? You're living in a life that you dreamed of. I'm living in a life that I once dreamed of. I'm living in a life I once cried and prayed for. And I got to realize that. There's a lot of times where I'm like, I want the Lambo, I want the bigger penthouse, I want all of these things. But guess what? You still got to be appreciative of how far you've come. That's one of the keys that's going to keep you going. That's one of the keys that's going to get you the Lamborghini. That's one of the keys that's going to get you a beautiful view. That's one of the keys that's going to make you a happy individual. But I want to talk about what it's like being in the Lambo. For one, it's only a V8. It's not the V10 Lambo, so it's not too crazy, but it's a great car. I love this car. I'm going to have this car. It's a great daily car. It's a great four-door. The massage seat, speaking of it, I'm going to put the massage seats on right now. I'm going to get a massage while I'm talking to you guys while I'm making this video, because why not? We deserve it. But being in a Lambo is crazy. There's been multiple times also where I'm just like, damn, why are people looking at me? And I'm like, oh shit, I'm in a fucking Lambo. Like, real shit, like, to me, it feels like a car. Like, I'm desensitized enough to some of these things because I've been in so many nice cars, been in, like, so many nice views. I'm desensitized to a lot of the things compared to someone that's never been inside of it, that's never seen it, that's never drove it. It's not the first time I drove a Lambo. The first time I drove a Lambo, it was way more shell shock. Like, I was way more shocked. It was more of a shock factor because I've never done it before. But the more you do something, the longer you have the cars, the more you do anything, you get used to it. And that's unfortunate, but that's life. But that's why you got to learn to be appreciative. But it's crazy because a lot of people, they'll be looking at me. I'm like, damn, why are all these people coming up to the car? Why are all the homeless people coming up? It's because I'm in a Lambo. Like, to me, I understand that a car doesn't really mean nothing. It's just like a trophy. But to other people, they're like, damn, he's probably a millionaire. He's probably a billionaire. He probably is somebody. When in reality, this is the cheapest Lambo you can get. This isn't even that expensive of a car. There's some fucking Mercedes that costs more than this car. Real shit, there's Porsches that cost more than this car, and people wouldn't even realize it. That Cybertruck over there, that's probably damn near the same price as this, maybe maybe like $35,000, $40,000 less. But that's not that big of a difference price-wise. But it's the Lamborghini aspect, which is crazy to think about, and I've been able to kind of experience it and see how people look at you. I've also had, like, the other side of it where I feel like people that don't make a lot of money, like, I will go to, say, like, the drive-thru at Chick-fil-A, and the people there will be kind of, like, weary, if that makes sense. Like, they're either super, like, energetic, like, happy to talk to somebody that is somewhat, I guess, successful, or that has a nice car, that has something that they would want, but then there's other person that's kind of just like, you feel like there's like a animosity. I don't know why. It's just maybe they think that I'm better than them or something, when I don't act like that, and anybody that's met me, I don't think I act like that. But it's just kind of weird. Maybe they're just upset that they can't have it. I don't know. Maybe those are the same people that are actually going to make it happen for themselves. Maybe it's like I'm making them so angry that I make them want to go harder, and it's just like, get the fuck out of my face. If that's the case, hey, I'm all for it, but I'm not trying to make it. I hope I don't come off as like, all right, I ain't gonna lie, the camera died, but this is where I am. I guess that's the end of the Lamborghini talk. It wasn't gonna be its own video anyway because it didn't last, but look at this Lambo. I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna have this fucking Lambo. I'm glad I could put this on video in this spot where I make a promise, because I don't think I've ever even been to this spot since having the watch too. Last time I was here, I didn't have the watch, which was another goal. The Lambo, I'm gonna make it happen, bro. It might be a wide body when I get it. It's probably gonna have black 4G auto rims at some point. Shit goes stupid, bro. It might be straight pipe with an exhaust also. and we might just be living at the top of a penthouse. Maybe just that one in Channelside, because that's a big money penthouse right up there. But we gonna make it happen. We gonna have the full wrap around everything. If you can believe it, you can achieve it, bro. I'm just like you guys on a daily basis working. I'm just working every day, bro. I got goals just like you guys. I got things I want to do just like you guys. I'm human just like you guys. I bleed just like you guys. I fail just like you guys. I cry just like you guys. Might not cry that often, but I still cry, and I've cried before in my life. When you go through things, it's gonna make you feel a certain emotion, and if you can cry towards anything, you know what that means? It just simply means that you care enough about it. I've cried a lot about my journey. I've cried a lot about the position I am in life. I've cried a lot because of the decisions I've made. Crying's okay, it just means you care. I'm not saying you should cry in front of people though, but crying is okay, especially for all the guys out there listening. Just don't cry in front of anybody. Do it in the shower. But this view is crazy. I'm gonna have to get a crazy thumbnail now that I think about it. Cause this shit go crazy with the Lambo, some like shit like this. This is like a real, you know what this is? This is that, what is it, I'm trying to think, is that persona? What is that materialistic persona? I might just have to put that as the thumbnail just cause I know it's gonna get clicks. I'm not even the type of person to show off, but if it ain't broken, don't fix it. All right, back to the crib and everything. You guys seen the whole iPhone footage and everything, but honestly, yeah, I think this is really probably gonna be where the video comes to an end. It was a great day. I have the lamb truck until tomorrow. Made money today. Got a good workout at the gym. I mean, what else can I really ask for? My girlfriend's gonna be coming home soon, so I want to be able to get this video out the way, get some food. Maybe we go out to eat. We got the lamb truck still. Go get some food, but I just want you guys to know, anything you want to accomplish, you can do it. Anything I could do, you could do. Anything you see anybody on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, fucking Twitter do, you could do the same thing. You just got to put a plan together and get to work. Simple as that. You can't fail unless you give up. I love you guys. If you want to work with me one-on-one to make the first $10,000 when it comes to trading, first link in the description. I got 9 more spots available, 9 or 8. I'm not sure. It might be 8, honestly. It might be 8. So don't, if I say 9, yeah, it might be 8. But yeah, if you'll know at the end of the video if you stood this long. But I love you guys. Second link is to free trading training. Stay busy. See you guys tomorrow's still a video.